Bartenders of Reddit, what was the weirdest, craziest thing you have overheard while making someone's drink? The first restaurant bar I worked in I was only serving, but I frequently was in the section right next to the bar. One day I was busy serving a large group. But the restaurant was mostly empty and a guy behind me at the bar said, "You wanna pet my parrot?" My initial reaction was the same as if a stranger had just come up behind me and touched my shoulders, but when I turned around, it really was a guy with a parrot on his shoulder. The parrot's name was Bobby, and yes, both me and the bartender pet him, face with tears of joy. A married couple in their 50s arguing how they were going to explain the fact they couldn't pay the remainder of the €3 million bill for a Ferris wheel they'd ordered 18 months ago. Already put $1 million deposit on. And whose collection was due at 8 a.m. the following morning. From a woman to her friend. I don't know about you, but I just can't poop in a pink bathroom. I once had to ask a woman to remove her infant from the bar top. She put them on the floor. I really don't miss bartending. Someone was boasting about his very small penis, very tiny, like micro. He proceeds to lower his pants and show it to his friend, woman shrugging. Customer speaking to his friend, "Mate, I can't believe you couldn't get it up for her. I mean, I would have just fucked the bitch soft and use a shoehorn or something. Me, that'll be £9. Was tending bar at my local pub. Loads of old boys used to come in and get properly razzled. One day, I am polishing glasses and they'd been day drinking and it was around 7 p.m. I hear this almighty crash and turn around. One of them has fallen off their bar stool. Total silence. Then one guy just loudly declares, "Didn't spill a drop." The whole pub erupts with laughter. Guy who fell off still stands up, tips his hat, and went home. I knew a guy that was an amazing bartender. He's get random BS drink names all the time and he'd make them perfectly. "Can I get a sexy mosquito?" "Sure." "What color?" "Pink." "I can do pink." Combines random shit. "Here you go." "It's good." "Yeah, I know. Just like last time." It was always hilarious. One of the guys at the bar recognized me. Somehow. He said he knew my mother. And dropped her name. Somehow. He apparently met her at a BDSM club. Somehow. Man and woman is sitting at the bar. She starts crying and says, "I just want us to have something special." The guy looked her dead in the eyes and said, "We do have something special. We have sex. We are both married." 10 minutes later they are making out and she's rubbing his dick over his pants. I loved slow Wednesdays. His toe was in my ass. Bartending at a strip club. I'd have guys ask me to get them girls every other night. Like, "Here's $200. Which one of these dancers will fuck me?" "None." "None." "Dude." "And X200B." "And X200B." Allison totally would. But I'm not telling anyone. 30-something girl telling a 50-something dude that she'll blow him for a beer. Bartending on a slow night like 15 years ago. These two guys. One a regular. Talking about the past and keeping their voices low. The regular says how he shot some guy on his street in like the 70s and just came back in the house and hid the gun in his recliner. Said when the cops were going door to door asking questions he just said he didn't know or hear anything. "I was always hearing crazy shit cause I just kept to myself unless a customer was looking to talk, and like a previous bartender stated, we hear it all. Yes, we do know all about the drugs. I always wondered if that victim died in that incident. But just a few short years after I overheard that convo, the regular died a painful death. Maybe deserved." I witnessed a complete relationship between two women over the course of one night. They met early in the night. They were clearly into each other. Very flirty. They danced and drank the night away. They started making out and then disappeared for some time. Next time I saw them they were at each other's throats. No clue what happened, but it ended with one saying, "I never want to see you again." Then stormed out of the bar. After that night I never saw either of them again. I was tending bar during an extremely busy happy hour. The place was mobbed and super noisy. Suddenly, a guy sitting at the bar stands up and announces, "Ladies and gentlemen of the bar, I represent the Acme Meat Company and we carry a full line of high quality." The entire bar goes silent while he continues to do his sales pitch at full volume. For some reason he decided that this was a great time and place to hustle up some business. My manager sprinted over to him and told him knock it off and that kind of thing wasn't allowed in here. So he sat down and resumed drinking. Wait, do I take the roofie or does she take the roofie? Regular of mine who I hadn't seen in a while was sitting at the bar when I came in for a shift change. I came in the back way and noticed he had crutches leaning against the bar. Recently in the news someone hadn't had their shotgun properly secured in their truck and it went off. So I jokingly say, "You're that fucking idiot who blew off his leg, aren't you?" The whole bar gets quiet and everyone is mean mugging me. My regular starts laughing. Yeah. It was him. I had no idea. I didn't apologize. Because as his favorite asshole bartender those comments were expected of me. Poor guy was only 20 couple and blew his leg off close to the hip. No idea how he survived. An Iranian girl was on holiday with her brother and sister. The family came in for burgers. We're known for burgers and a good time. While waiting she got a little tipsy and the beer must have bloated her because while eating the burger she started dirty talking it. "I'm going to take you upstairs and show you a good time. Let's go to bed so I can finish you off. You're going to make me feel so good tonight." She was an absolute treat of person and one of my favorite customers. Had a customer complain that we ruined their new $100 pair of pants by getting bleach on them. We do add bleach to our sanitizer since the beginning of the pandemic. But it's like a 1:1,000 ratio. She continually called and emailed about how she already ordered a new pair and we will reimburse her. She showed up a couple days later with the pants that she hadn't even washed yet because she didn't want to make it worse. Our sweet as hell day bartender noticed it was not the usual color of bleached jeans. Grabbed a pen. Scraped at the spot. And whatever little bit of sauce she had dropped on the pants that day chipped away. She left with the pants and we haven't seen her since. Favorite outcome to a wild situation. Edit. For clarity, spelling. I occasionally work as a casino bartender and we will sometimes host the Marine Corps ball. They get rowdy and have a good time. But it's at the very end that you start seeing grown men cry. They start talking about their experiences during service with each other. The worst stories I ever overheard were from vets who served during the Vietnam War. It must have been terrible. One lady got too drunk off Cosmos and kept asking her partner if she could peg him. I've worked in bars for years. But I'll never forget the terrified expression on his face when she asked. Guy by himself. Should I make it a double? Same guy by himself. Yeah, I think you should. I overheard a woman who worked in the explaining to her date about a time that she helped a couple who had been having sex. And his dick literally fractured inside her. It's a real thing. And let me tell you that story was rough. Edit. Of course my most upvoted contribution is something about a man's broken penis. It started off as pussy but now it's love. The craziest was when a man ordered a filet well done and refused to have it butterflied. That's like a 30-minute cook time. He ate it with ketchup. The second was two older guys celebrating one of them getting out of jail. Over the course of the night I learned that he was arrested for DUI when he was parked beside train tracks. The other guy asked what he did with the crack rocks that he shoved in his ass, didn't get to hear the answer. And that he was lucky he hadn't been caught hauling the gas cans to his business partner's house. Too many to count really. Most of them involving cocaine. Or wanting to perform sexual acts in the car park for cocaine. I do have a wholesome-ish one however. I was serving one night and two girls came in. Both laughing and enjoying their night. Both girls came up to the bar. And as I went to serve them, one of the girls said he's hot. I fancy him. I laugh and have a joke about it. And serve them. Anyway. Turns out the girl who complimented me is my colleague's sister. And the girl had said to the sister, "Why didn't you tell me about him?" Roll forward a few years. We are now engaged. Have a baby together and are saving for a mortgage. Funny how life works really. I love my wife. I love my kids and I will never leave them. But I will fuck you. A guy asked me to drug a girl's drink for him. I told him I would do it. Took the drugs from him. Called the cops and gave the cops the drugs when they got there. Edit. Thank you everyone for the awards and upvotes. I will be stopping replies though because I worked a 12-hour shift last night and I'm going to sleep. Have a great day everyone.